Welcome back to Mango's Manny. Today we have some nails inspired by Marry My Husband. And it is based off of this, lovely young lady, Sumin. And I just have to say, with friends like these, who need enemies, you know? And before I tear into this, lovely young lady, let me just say, her style, her fashion is very much up my alley. I love her cute little dresses, her pretty skirts, the pattern that she wears. And she's really the reason why I decided to base some nails off of this manhwa. She's one of the few people in the manhwa that actually tries to be bright and experimental, whatever, with their fashion. And I also realized in the manhwa, she was the only one wearing polish on her nails. The rest of the girls were very just clean cut, corporate, basic, no hate to them, but Sumin really was the only one that tried with her look, whereas the other ladies were just like, I'm here today, you know? And also, I do have a couple more designs based off of this manhwa. I have one more design based off of Sumin, and I have two more designs based off of G1. So yeah, it's so stay tuned for those because I like how the nails came out. So I can't wait to actually execute them. So let's get back to tearing into this haul. Sumin overall is, I would like to say, a sad character. She is just pathetic, for lack of a better word. Like, in my head, just reading her backstory, seeing how she reacted to everything, like, how can you take what your father did and G1 mother did and just chop it up to, this is G1's fault? Like, if she was never born, I would still have my cheating father. I would still have, my mom wouldn't be abusive to me. Like, I would still have this happy family. No. If it wasn't G1 and her mom, it would have been somebody else. And then you will blame them too. And I don't get it. I just don't, like the mental gymnastics, you know? Like, I understand she had a hard childhood. Her mom beat her. Her mom starved her. And seeing G1 with her happy dad, you could say a happy little family, she just think, how dare this girl have more than me when it's her fault? I don't get it. Both of you were abandoned. Both of you had awful parents. Like, wouldn't you find solidarity in that and say, okay, me and G1 is in the same boat. Let's stand together and grow and have good lives. Maybe your dad would even adopt me, you know? Maybe your dad would even see me as his daughter and treat me nice. And then I have some kind of solace, some kind of solitude away from my mom. But no, she just strictly blamed G1. Like, how could she still be happy when I have nothing? I don't have a parent to love me. I don't have anybody to treat me well. But G1 is treating you well. G1 was trying to be your friend, wanted to be your confidant, trying to be your person in life. And you treated her so bad. And I don't get it. Like, the amount of hate Sumin had for G1 is insane. Like, do you know how much hate you have to have for somebody to make their lives miserable for upwards for a decade and stand right by their side, and pretend like it's not your fault? Do you know how much dedication that takes? Like, just thinking about it makes me tired, like physically tired. I could not invest 10 years in the demise of somebody else. Especially, I know for a fact they didn't do anything wrong to me. They have done nothing but be my friend. But she dedicated 10 to 15 years to making G1's life miserable. If she had just put that dedication into building her own family, building up her own life, finding a job on her own, becoming a decent human being, she would have a happy life. She might have even have a better life than G1 because she was pretty. She was a pretty girl. She had pretty privilege. She could have went far with just on her face alone. And I just find that to be just a sad existence in Sumin's case. Because G1 was just an easy target. She couldn't make her dad's life... I mean, she could if she put some dedication into it. She could have made her dad's life miserable. But G1 was just an easy target. A naive girl who don't know any better, who has a loving father and is sheltered from the world. Like, I guess she had it coming, you know? I can't beat up my dad. I can't beat up your mom. And I definitely can't beat up my mom. I'm going to do it with G1. I'm going to make my G1's life miserable because everybody else is making my life miserable. And she just has a huge target on her back in Sumin's eyes, you know? But moving on. I have to say, one trope that I don't like in stories is when the bully gets upset when the victim starts to fight back. Like, and it's not to the upset where they know that, okay, this person is just retaliating. It's like, how dare they get back at me? Now they're getting back at me. My life is miserable. I'm losing everything, and it is their fault. It's their fault because how dare they get back at me for making their life miserable? They should know to just stay down. They should know, like, who do they think they are? Who do they think they are? Like, I just find it hilarious because I'm looking at Sumin and I'm looking at, what is that? What is his name? What is his name? What is G1's boyfriend name? Park. Mr. Park, whatever his name is. He just looking at both of them thinking that G1 should just stay quiet. She shouldn't be fighting back. She shouldn't be wanting to have a better life because how dare she want better for herself? You know, how dare she fight back and make my life miserable when all I was doing is making her life miserable? That's not nothing. She's no one. She's a nobody. How dare she want more for herself? You know what I mean? Like I just find that crazy. You know, because who in their right mind thinks like that? It cannot be that somebody thinks like that right now, you know? I just refuse to believe that there's somebody out there that has done wrong and that is their thought process. Like, they don't see the harm that they have done to that individual. So far, I haven't made any spoilers as yet. So this is going to be your warning. If you have not read the manhwa, if you have not watched the show, which the show is different from the manhwa, the events that play out is different. It's still in the realm of what it's about, of revenge and that kind of stuff. But what happened in the show is totally different from what happens in the manhwa, my bad. So if you haven't read the manhwa, because I'm only talking about the manhwa right now, you just put the video on mute. Don't turn it off. I want the view. Just put the video on mute. So let's just talk about what Sumin did. All the bad stuff that Sumin did, because it is insane. One, she, in the beginning of the manhwa, it started out before she regressed back in time. Before G1 regressed back in time, we find out that Sumin was sleeping with her boyfriend. And Sumin and Mr. Park were just waiting for G1 to die so they can collect the life insurance. But Mr. Park accidentally, do I want to call it accident? I don't know, because what he said afterward was just made my blood boil, you know. But he pushed G1 and she died. She hit her head and she died. So in the beginning, Sumin was just doing little things. She hadn't slept with her boyfriend when she transmigrate as yet. She hadn't done it as yet. But she was giving like little jabs. You know, when somebody slowly tears down your confidence, that's what she was doing to G1. She was flirting with her boyfriend in front of her face, basically saying how G1 is not as cute as her and as feminine as her. She don't eat a lot because she's so small and tiny and petite and demure and whatever. And she's just not like other girls who eat so much. And G1 was like, what are you talking about? You just ate a whole bag of chicken the other day. You know what I mean? Like, she gives none of girls go. She gives, what's the word? I do this for fun. I will throw you under the bus for fun, you know? And Sumin is recognizing that Jiwon is getting a little bit boisterous. Like, you never said anything back before. Why are you doing it now? What changed? Like, why are you being so confident at the moment? Like, she was just baffled as to why Jiwon is being more outspoken with her, because she never did that before. Why are we switching it up? And when Jiwon started to dress up and look nice and be a little bit more confident with herself, Sumin was just absolutely losing it. She's like, why Jiwon look so pretty? All of a sudden, she's getting more attention than me. We don't want that. But even though she was getting more attention than her, Parkman, whatever her boyfriend name is, he was still paying Sumin attention, you know? He was still giving her stuff, buying her little snacks here and there, telling her she's so pretty, she's so nice, she's so feminine, yada 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 yada. Even though Jiwon was blossoming into this new woman, and we just see how Sumin uses her feminine wiles to get certain things. Like, there's this manager, I don't remember his name. I'm not gonna try and remember his name, but he's just an asshole. He only is nice to Sumin because she presses her breast up to him, give him little hugs, so he's the best. And Sumin don't know much. She always needs his help because she's just trying to make it out in this big world, and he is just so amazing as a manager, you know? And just seeing how she always got to just sell herself to get ahead. It is sad because, as I said, Sumin has pretty privilege. She gets attention from everybody, from all of the guys, at least all of the guys. She has pretty privilege. She goes in that realm. If she had just put a little bit more effort into being a good person, into working on herself, I'm pretty sure she would have gotten some kind of modeling deal, some kind of actor, become an influencer. If she had redirect all that energy, she might have found out a job by herself, but she was just so focused on Jiwon and making her life miserable that she couldn't even elevate her own self, which is just sad in my eyes, you know. But what else did she do? She when she recognized Jiwon was getting attention from the head manager, which is, what is his name? Oh my gosh. Give me 1 second. Let me figure out his name. I'm actually looking it up right now. I'm actually looking at Google right now to look up his name. Ji-hook. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Ji-hook. Yeah. And she tried to flirt with him too. And Ji-hook was like, get off of me, demon. The way he constantly rejected Sumin, because he also time regressed as well, if you didn't know. And we get to see a little bit of what happened in the past to Sumin and Mr. Park when Jiwon died and they got arrested. They went to jail, and they was like, they were still blaming Jiwon because their life is now ruined because she died, because he pushed her and killed her. But I digress. I guess it's not their fault, you know? Because how dare she die because I pushed her and she hit her head. Whatever. Oh my God. And then in this timeline when she finally slept with Mr. Park, I was just like, this girl is just pathetic, you know? She is just pathetic. Like, if she had just... I feel like Jiwon would have given her another chance if she didn't sleep with her boyfriend. Because she was still giving her chances. And the Sumin was just falling into the trap each and every time. And it is sad to see how much animosity your friend that you love, you take care of, you you go above and beyond for, just want to see you constantly fail in life and just want what you have, even though you don't have a lot, and what you have ain't even great to begin with. You want my rotten food? My rotten food, really? Really? And as soon as everything started to go downhill for Sumin, it was just so satisfying. When the G1 decided to cuss Mr. Park's mom out, that just set my heart ablaze. I absolutely love that for her, because that mom, just seeing women who have been through the same thing and want to see other women suffer through what they have been through, is just mind-boggling to me. I don't get it. You were once a daughter-in-law with a mother-in-law who, my son could do no wrong. My son, the king of the house, yada, yada, yada. Slave away, become a wife, stay at home. She didn't even want her to be a stay-at-home mom. She wanted Juan to cook, clean, take care of her son, and still work, because this is the modern age, even though she herself was a stay-at-home mom. And Juan was like, why would I do that? Why would I do it? I can't cook and clean and take care of him. If he wants all of that, he's going to have to take care of me. And Mr. Park said he's going to take care of me. You know, he's going to take care of me. I'm going to be a stay-at-home wife. And she's like, no. What kind of woman does that? Like, aren't you a stay-at-home mom? She's like, the economy nowadays you can't, take care of a house on just being one single house. I'm messing up, on a single income. And I'm like, but you did it, you know? So why is it good for you but not good for your daughter-in-law? Anyways, then Sumin came in and the mother fell in love with her, because I guess why not, you know? Why not? Why this girl, she's so sweet, she's so demure, she's so tiny, and she cooks, she cleans, she has no problem working and be taking care of my son. And what did Sumin get? An overbearing mother-in-law who don't give a damn about her, only her son, who took over. She didn't get her dream wedding. She has to live with her mom, who forces her to do everything. And when she finally recognized that G1 handed her this life on a silver platter, and she see that she got trash instead of gold, and G1 basically forced her to take this. Well, I don't want to say force her, because Sumin took this happily. She couldn't wait to take everything away from G1. And to tell you honest truth, she deserved every bit of that man being an awful husband, that woman, that awful mother-in-law, that father-in-law that doesn't do anything and just let his wife run a rampage, you know? And seeing Sumin's life start to fall apart because of all of her misdeeds. Sidetrack, I just want to apologize for everything being out of frame in this part of the video. I just couldn't get it in frame with it was hard molding this ribbon, but I digress. Let's move on. But yeah, finally seeing her life fall apart and getting her just desserts was satisfying for the most part, I have to say. It was absolutely satisfying, because she deserved every bit of it, every single bit of it. But she pretending to be pregnant was just the lowest of the low. Absolute lowest of the low, because come to find out, Mr. Park is incompetent. He has a low sperm count. He cannot produce a child naturally, you know? At least it wouldn't be easy for him to produce a child. And when his father found out and disowned him, when his mother found out that Sumin isn't the problem and her child is the problem, it was hilarious, because not my son, Not my flesh and blood, not my precious. I am not going to have a grandchild because my blood is just incompetent. Oh, how dare he? How dare he? It was funny. It was just funny because so why? He didn't even want a kid. Mr. Park didn't even want a child. But anyways, and when he found out that Sumin wasn't pregnant and she did all of this just to get him, so that G1 wouldn't want to be with him, and he had no other choice, and then kind of stuff, and his parents forced him to marry that girl. Just seeing how these two came to their demise was just satisfying. And then the mom had a stroke, and what's her name? Sumin eventually killed her, which was insane. She blew an air bubble in her mom's, I think, IV tube, and it went up into, because it put it in your bloodstream. So once the air bubble got into her bloodstream, it causes her to have a stroke or something like that. And I'm like, wow, we're resorting to murder. That is unfortunate. That is kind of extreme. We escalated this just a little bit too quickly, but whatever floats your boat, you know? And then at the funeral, because Mr. Park also died. Mr. Park also died because he was trying to kill Sumin. Because he recognized that, you know what, this is Sumin's fault. If I was never involved with this girl, I would have been married to G1. We would have a happy life. No, you wouldn't, because your mom is miserable. And I will be good, you know? I wouldn't be here suffering, broke, because he made awful financial decisions, you know? He just made awful he was awful at investing, and he lost a lot of money in the stock market because of a scam, whatever. And he would just be happy with G1. They will have their family, and life will be good. But this is Sumin's fault, and I want her dead, I want her gone, and then I could have G1 back. And because his mom got into a stroke, he rigged the car's brakes to not break. So what happened was he got into that car forgetting what he did, you know, and he fell into a lake. He fell into the river or whatever. He swerved off a bridge, and I'm like, good riddance. Good riddance. And at the funeral, because they found out that Sumin basically killed the mom because of confessions and what's not, the dad had the heart to blame G1. And I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? If you were a man and stood up to your wife, your daughter-in-law wouldn't have driven to the edge of wanting to kill that woman. If you were just a father, your son would have been something. And you blame a woman who wasn't even married you only knew her for about 5 minutes, for not sacrificing herself to become the martyr of your family. Stop it. Stop it. And I love that G1 read him for filth, because how dare you? This is your fault for being incompetent. Your son was incompetent, and so was you. And so was you. I'm sorry, I'm getting heated, because people one thing with these kinds of manhwas, people just like to shift blame, because I as the bully can't take the heat of being responsible for my own actions. And if I was just a decent person, my life would have been better. I would have still have my wife, I would still have my son, I would maybe still have a daughter-in-law. You know, my daughter-in-law wouldn't have tried to kill my wife. But because of my incompetence, because I couldn't be bothered, you know, I lost everything. And this is somehow your fault, G1. This is your fault. But anyways, and then when G1 went to the jail to visit Sumin and let her know that she planned all this, and that she will no longer be involved in zooming anymore, I was like, oh, this just was the icing on the cake. But I have to say, I did my heart kind of a little twinge a little bit for Sumin, because in her mind, Sumin did love Jiwon as a sister. This was her person, and I guess in her mind she decided, if I isolate Jiwon, she would be like the last person in my life to leave me, to abandon me, to not want me in their life. But she did it the wrong way. Instead of being a good person, instead of being a friend, instead of being someone that Jiwon could count on, she decided to be her worst enemy, to be the worst thing she ever had in her life, you know. And I'm pretty sure Jiwon would have loved Sumi like a sister if she had just treated Jiwon well. But she didn't, and now she's in jail, rotting, and Jiwon is living her best life with her babies, with the man of her dream, who is the grandson of a multi-billionaire, and Sumin is in jail, not getting out anytime soon, and losing her mind. She is losing her mind slowly. So we have now reached the end of the video, and I have to say this was great, just doing my little rant on my husband, because I don't have a lot of people to talk about these things with. And let me know if you guys like these kind of videos, because I could talk. I'm a yapper. I could talk about manga, about webtoons, manhwa, whatever it is. I have a whole list. And if you would like my list of animes or manhwa, let me know. But I hope you guys like these nails and how they turned out. This is the second time I was attempting them, because the first time I did it, I didn't like how some of the nails turned out. So the one on top is the first attempt, and the one on the bottom is the second attempt. And I like the second attempt. I think it turned out much better. But these nails were very much heavily based off of Korean designs with their chunky nail art, the 3D designs and everything like that. And I hope you guys like this. I hope to see you guys at the next video. Thank you for watching. Please tell your mother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, the dog on the road. Like, share, and subscribe. Happy to have you here. Bye. See you next time.
Making me hate you, probably think it's painful, but really I'm grateful. I think I've seen this before. This is the part where you say you want me to. I say I love you, then you go act a fool. That's how the story goes, just wanna let you know. No need to sugar